I thought I'd talk about something different today. So this isn't a review, this is my experience of Chifi quality control. Sometimes it's an easy fix and sometimes it isn't. But before I get into my 5 earphones I have here, please let me know your experiences with if you had a refund or you had some money off it, or you could send them back to get a replacement. Just let me know. This is since I've started my channel back in June 2019. These are the ones I've had issues with. Sometimes I've had them replaced. Sometimes it's been an absolute nightmare trying to get things done because of language barriers. But yeah, I'll just get to it. They're in no particular order, but TRN X6. There was going to be an X8, but because these flopped, they never did it. So TRN X6, these have been out for maybe 12 months, something like that. All BA setup. Let's take this off. 6 BAs, a lot of space in the actual body, which would have probably filled if they did the X8. So 6 BAs, like tuning balls or balls, or what you want to call it, to each of the BAs. So quite a nice design. Looks kind of custom, but the sound on these it's just mids. There's no treble and there's no bass. It's just pushed away. But the only redeeming factor of these is it's 2-pin, and for your particular use case, if you're just after mids, just after basically like spoken voice, these things are really good for that because they only do that. They don't do nothing else. Quite a poor tuning because you can't really use them for anything. It just sounds bad. And the issue I have with mine is mine are out of phase. So if you use the included cable, as usual, how it goes, the cable goes there and goes around your ear. So this one is the right one. They sound bad because they're out of phase. You can either fix it by turning the connector around, the wire around. If you're lucky, you get inside it and turn a connector around, if you're lucky. I didn't want to do that, so when I contacted the seller, I told them it was out of phase. And trying to tell somebody who speaks Chinese that what phase means is that's one of the nightmares, which is about that one, which I'll get to. So yeah, these are out of phase, but if you turn it the opposite way, they do work as they're supposed to. The best thing I could do out of these is get $5 off. Otherwise, you have to send them all the way back to China, which is not what you want to do because it's probably not worth the money. And that's one problem with buying from AliExpress, where Amazon has its benefits, which I'll talk about in a bit with those. So yeah, that was my experience. In reality, you'd send them back. I think they try and call your bluff, which is I'm going to talk about in a bit with the ones at the end. But yeah, X6, if you see these for sale, don't bother buying them. You won't like them. For music, they're not very good. But they do look, as you said, they do look great, and they do seal very well. Good comfort, good isolation, and all that stuff. So TRN BA5s, all metal construction, all BA construction. They use this new C variant. If you get a good pair of these, you'll probably really like them. These are probably up there with the TRN, I think V90. And I've also received, as of today, the TRN VX, but I haven't really tried that one yet, so that's a separate video for that review. Yeah, all metal. Yeah, quite a nice construction. These suffer from 2 problems. Number 1 is moisture, which causes the armatures to fail. These are open back, but for no benefit because they get vented from where your ears are. And 2 is one of these, because these sound slightly different. All the drivers work 5 armatures aside, but one sounds a little bit different than the other. One sounds slightly darker really slightly, and one sounds slightly brighter than the other. I don't know which is the faulty one. But the thing is, when you put them in your ears, you can't tell. But if you do one separately or put them close to your ears, you can see there's a difference. But if you got them in the same time, your brain can't differentiate. But yeah, that was my issue in mine. But these are from Amazon. I only noticed this way after the return period, so I've unfortunately kept them. But if you got a good pair of these, especially don't buy early versions of TRN. If you have an early one, they tend to have issues. Slightly later ones or later ones tend to be better. So if you have these now, you should be fine. Should. But yeah, some other people had the same issue as me. There's an armature that's actually wired backwards, or multiple armatures wired backwards, but it's either that the BA's just failed due to moisture, because that's a weak link with armatures. So that's where dynamic drivers are better. But yeah, so they're either wired backwards or the moisture just kills them, which is a shame. One you probably don't recognise. These are a rip-off of a more expensive one. I can't remember the name, but these are the HIFI BDC X10s, all wired cable, inline control. This is my first pair. I've got another second pair that's on a shelf just off the camera. The issue I had with these is twofold. One, there's out of phase, and there's a double whammy. Left and right are wrong. So that one's left, it says R, and they're out of phase. And the biggest issue is it's got an attached cable. And trying to tell people that these are out of phase to somebody who speaks no English was a nightmare. So I had to get a friend of mine, she speaks Mandarin. I had to tell her, and then she had to basically copy and paste the info to me to paste it to him. And really, in the end, the seller really didn't want to send me another pair, but in the end he did. And then the pair I got was in phase, but then left and right was still wrong. It was still opposite, but I just accepted them then, because I couldn't be bothered to mess around. But left and right being wrong is not a big deal because they share the same shape. But yeah, those sound pretty good. They use a micro dynamic driver. It's not an armature, and them sound pretty good. Quite fun sounding, but I think like £15 wasn't too bad at all. The KZ ZSX, quite popular. I've never had issues with KZ at all, or CCA or whatsoever with quality control, considering they churn out quite a lot from the factories, or they used to. I never had any issues. And the problem I had with this is a replacement pair. Amazon. These are from Amazon, so I had no issues. The right pair is one of these was missing, and it was not in the box in case it fell off. And the packaging was sealed, so nobody had opened it. It was a quality control factory problem. And inside, the armature had glue all in the armature. And it just sounded, you could tell it sounded really wrong. It sounded really bright because there's a little hole left in the armature, just a little one. And it sounded, the left one sounded like it should, but the right one sounded bright. And obviously with that filter off that guard, it sounded wrong. But as you say, good old Amazon. And then I got another pair, and they're fine. So Amazon, yeah. So that's that one. Simple swap. Good old Amazon. Put that on there. And the last pair, and this is just from my time reviewing. So since June 2019. And probably the latest one I've reviewed. KBEAR Diamond. Depends where you see it. Really nice construction. 2-pin, which is a good thing with these. These are another one that was out of phase. So out of these 5, fifth one, 3 out of 5 are out of phase. that was the worst one because you can't fix it unless you cut it up. Yes, so these are out of phase, but as you say, with a 2-pin, you can always turn the cable around. But if you use a stock cable, you can't do that because it has ear guides. So that was one problem I had with these. I contacted the seller and I said I want a refund. You know, simple as that. Like, I told them out of their good faith, if they could just send me in the post just the earphones themselves, just as I don't need the packaging, I don't need tips, I don't need the cable, any of that. Just send some of these in the post, just wrap them up, you know, secure them with padding, and that's it. I'm still waiting on feedback. It's been like 2 days, 3 days. They told me just to send these back and the cable back. But if I'm going to do that, I might as well just send it all back. So I'm waiting on feedback from the seller. And also I've asked for their address to send it back. Nothing. They read my message from AliExpress and they can understand English because they've messaged me before, and nothing. So I might have to open a dispute, because I know you can easily just swap a cable around, but that's you know, beside the point. They're faulty and they have a 12-month warranty. I want it fixed. Otherwise, if I keep them, I'm stuck with them. I'm stuck with 2 faulty earphones. You know, they're out of phase, so it's faulty. So that's ongoing, but that's my experience. But I have reviewed quite a few earphones. I've done nearly 100 and... Oops, my mistake. I've done nearly 140 videos, so I've done quite... I've reviewed a lot of earphones. I've reviewed quite a lot of earphones. But yeah, I think that's it. Just let me know in the comments, you know, your experience, good, bad, anything. You know, I'm willing to have a good read, because everybody has good and bad, you know, experience with anything globally, really. But because, say, TRN X6, AliExpress, Amazon, AliExpress, Amazon, and AliExpress. If I bought these from Amazon, you would have just sent them back. But because they're not, it's a big difference. So if you can, my recommendation is, if you can buy them and they're not too expensive, Amazon is the way forward. Like my experience with those, I had a fault with them, straight away got it remedied, fixed, done. But the thing with the Amazon is the markup prices. So for example, these on AliExpress are like low £30 region, but if you're going to buy them on Amazon, I think there's high 50s. And is it really worth the extra money? So it all depends on the situation. Plus Amazon is much faster. Or if you can get one of these from a local distributor, that's a good thing. And I think that's it. Such a shame, really. But I'm stuck with things I can't sell. Can't sell. KBEAR can't sell. Got another pair of those. It's not a big deal. That's not a big deal. I don't really use them often anyway. So yeah, thanks for watching. And yeah, if you like what I do, give me a like, a subscribe, and take care. And I'll be back soon with another video.